Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand? Their Excellencies, the Right Honourable Dame Patsy Reddy, Governor-General of New Zealand, and Sir David Gascoigne.
I karakia mātātou i te ata nei. Tai ea, te nei momo, tai ea te nā momo. Whakamāna watia te toki atu, whakamāna watia te rau ōrongo. Oi whiwhia te tohu, oi rawea te tohu, oi tāmau a te tohu. Tohu a taumata rautia, tūturu o whiti whakamaua kia tīna.
Tīna.
Hui e.
Tai ki e.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. E ngā mana, e ngā reo, e ngā iwi o ngā hoe wha. Tēnei aku mihi mahana ki a koutou. Kia ora tātou katoa. Nau mai haru mai rā ki te whare kawana. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, warm greetings to you all. Welcome to Government House. I specifically acknowledge the Honourable Shane Jones, Minister of the Crown, our kuia Te Rupawai Higgins, our kumātua Professor Piri Shasha, tēnā koutou. It's a pleasure to host this investiture ceremony and bring together 10 honour recipients along with their family and friends to recognise the contributions they've made to our country. As Governor-General, I have the authority and the privilege on behalf of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, the Queen of New Zealand, to hold an investiture for her and to confer the honours to which each recipient is entitled. Ladies and gentlemen, as each one is honoured, I invite you to join me in thanking and congratulating them for their service to our country. Catriona McLeod will now summon each recipient and read a citation for each one.
Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a Companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit, the Honourable Dr Michael Bassett of Auckland for services as a historian. Dr Michael Bassett is a former Member of Parliament and an academic and historian. He was a Professor of History at the University of Western Ontario and taught at the Auckland University Medical School. He was a Fulbright Scholar of New Zealand Studies at Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. He's the author of 15 books, primarily political histories and biographies, his most recent being New Zealand's Prime Ministers, from Dick Seddon to John Key. He was a member of the Waitangi Tribunal and a board member of the Museum of New Zealand, Te Papa Tongarewa. Dr Bassett has been a regular columnist for Fairfax newspapers and has won the Qantas Media Award for Best Political Columnist in New Zealand. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of an Officer of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Mr Colin Bidois of Tauranga for services to Māori. Colin Bidois is the former chairman of Runanga o Ngāti Ranganui. Under his leadership, the iwi improved the delivery of social and health services and developed relationships with other Tauranga iwi and government agencies. He was inaugural chairman of the Ngāti Ranganui Iwi Fisheries Trust and helped set up the Runanga Nui o Tauranga Moana, which successfully progressed the return of moao to the iwi of Tauranga. As chair of this organisation, he was the main negotiator with local government and the Crown. He represented Ngāti Ranganui through the settlement process to the signing of a deed of settlement. He was iwi representative on the Tauranga City Council Tangata Whenua Collective. Mr Bidois was chairperson of the Tauranga Police Liaison Committee and sat on the Bay of Plenty District Health Board. Ms. Helene Wong of Auckland for service to the arts and the Chinese community. Helene Wong is an author, actor, director, film critic, screenwriter and script consultant. She was the inaugural development consultant for the New Zealand Film Commission. She served on the New Zealand Film Commission Board and the New Zealand Writers Foundation Board and chaired the Moving Image Centre Board. She has written and directed a number of television documentaries. She wrote and directed the television film Footprints of the Dragon, published the memoir Being Chinese, a New Zealander's Story, and created a series of artworks for the Auckland War Memorial Museum exhibition Being Chinese in Aotearoa. She served as a juror for the Asia Pacific Film Festival and New Zealand Television Awards, and as a judge and convener of the Media Peace Awards and the International Screen and Television Writers Festival. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Dr Judy Blakey, Auckland, for services to seniors. As a member of Auckland Council's Senior Advisory Panel, Dr Judy Blakey works to ensure seniors' issues are understood and incorporated into council plans and policies. She helped organise a workshop on age-friendly cities with the Auckland District Council of Social Services. She's been involved with research into veterans' hearing aid use and the health of New Zealand nuclear test veterans. She is a member of the New Zealand Association of Gerontology and Auckland University of Technology's Centre for Active Ageing Advisory Committee. She has contributed health consumer perspectives to the Health Quality and Safety Commission and the Waitemata District Health Board. She chairs the Mairangi Arts Centre's Board of Trustees. To John Mace of Auckland for services to swimming. John Mace has been President of Swimming New Zealand, Chairman of the Mount Wellington Swim Club, Team Manager of the Auckland Swim Team, and President of the Auckland Region. He was part of the Organising Committee and Head of Protocol for the Commonwealth Games in Auckland and Chef de Mission for the New Zealand Aquatic Team in Rome. He was Vice President and President of the New Zealand Swimming Federation. He represented swimming on the New Zealand Sports Assembly. He was a trustee and chairman of the New Zealand Swimming Trust and chairman of the Awards Committee. He has had a long involvement with the JCs, including in leadership roles. Dr Haare Williams of Papakura for services to Māori, the arts and education. Dr Haare Williams has been a tutor, Dean of Māori Education and Māori Advisor to the Chief Executive at Unitec. He was General Manager of Aotearoa Radio. He set up a joint venture with the South Seas Film and Television School to train te reo speakers as producers and operators in film and television. He has worked closely with iwi claimant communities and was responsible for waka construction and assembly at Waitangi for the 1990 commemorations. He has published poetry, exhibited painting, and written for film and television. Dr Williams was a cultural advisor for the Mayor of Auckland and is Amorangi at the Auckland War Memorial Museum. Your Excellency, to receive the Queen's Service Medal, Ms. Raewyn Bhana of Drury for services to the community. Raewyn Bhana is an operation manager with Whānau Ora Community Clinics and a manager of Safer Aotearoa Family Violence Prevention Network. She coordinates the White Ribbon Dinners in South Auckland. She has organised a team of volunteers to provide an annual lunch on Christmas Day for the homeless and those living in poverty in Papatoetoe, Manarewa and Wiri. The first such meal attracted more than 200 people. That number has now grown to approximately 600 people. Ms. Bhana has volunteered at Smith Avenue Community Centre in Papakura, providing advice to families on applying for benefits and supporting a healthier lifestyle. Mrs. Diane Brown of Ngaruawahia for services to the community and sport. Diane Brown is the Treasurer and former Secretary of the Te Ako Waingaro Community Complex. She was the President of the Te Ako Planted Society and organised fundraising events to support the Society's work. She is the President of the Waimai Polo Club and organises the annual polo tournament. She's helped organise multiple fundraising events in the community. As Secretary of the Te Ako Golf Club, she's helped the club regain financial stability. Mrs. Brown has done voluntary work to support the Te Ako Girl Guides Brownies Group, the Te Ako Play Centre and the Waingaro Sale Yards Company. Mrs. Lynnette Flowers of Hamilton for services to the community. As part of the Waikato Chamber of Commerce Board, Lynnette Flowers grew the Business Women's Network to nearly 400 members and was chair of the Business Excellence Award Subcommittee. She has been chair of the Netball Waikato Board, the Plunket Waikato Board, and the Community Living Trust, a member of the Waikato Bay of Plenty Magic Netball Board, and a trustee of Trust Waikato. She was a founding member and trustee of the Big Hearts Charity Ball. She has held governance roles with Habitat for Humanity. Mrs. Flowers is a Pharmacy Council member and sits on its Complaints Screening Committee. Mr. Alan Turner of Tauranga for services to the game of bridge. Alan Turner is ranked 5th on the all-time list of master points for New Zealand and is a gold Grand Master. He's been a representative player for both Waikato Bays District and New Zealand. He is a member of the Tauranga Bridge Club and has been club captain and president. He was president of the New Zealand Contract Bridge Association and chairman of the management committee. He serves on the board of NZ Bridge. A teacher by trade, he has tutored players and developed comprehensive teaching materials for clubs. He is a national director and conducts seminars for new directors. Excellency, the investiture is concluded.
Ladies and gentlemen, an investiture ceremony is the most important event I hold on behalf of Her Majesty the Queen of New Zealand. It allows me, as Governor-General, to recognise and thank an extraordinary group of people on behalf of all New Zealanders. By using their talents to make ours a better society, whether by service to their communities or by their leadership in diverse fields of endeavour, or their commitment to excellence in their field of expertise, our recipients have set a fine example to others, encouraging them in their own endeavours. To the recipients, it's been a privilege to hear your stories today. You have demonstrated determination, commitment, perseverance and compassion in your daily lives. In your own way, each of you has helped to make New Zealand a better place to live. In some cases, your influence and the positive impact of your work has extended beyond these shores. Your actions and the stories we've heard reflect the spirit of the words of Te Puia Heirangi when she said, "Mahia te mahi he painga mō te iwi." Do the work for the betterment of the people. Your contribution has enriched the cultural, social and economic fabric of Aotearoa, New Zealand. Please wear your insignia with pride, knowing that your communities appreciate and value the impact of your work and are inspired by your example. On behalf of the Queen of New Zealand and all New Zealanders, I congratulate you on your achievements and I thank you for your service to our country. Kia ora hui tātou katoa. Ladies and gentlemen, that almost brings to a close the formal part of today's ceremony. But before we go through for some refreshments, may I ask you to stand and we'll sing the national anthem in Māori and in English.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this morning's ceremony.